Okay, guys, I gotta like ramble to you guys about like bonobos. This might be random, cause usually I'm not that interested in mammals, right? You know, like, I mean, I'm usually more like cold-blooded. Like when it comes to vertebrates, I like cold-blooded. You know, vertebrates, reptiles, amphibians, and like arthropods, invertebrates, stuff like that. But right I've been working on this essay, right? This like research paper for school. It's like about specifically like I've been learning just specifically like about bonobos, and I just can't get enough of them. They're like it's crazy how chimps get all the recognition, but like not a lot of people have heard of bonobos. It's just like a passing thing. But everyone knows a chimpanzee. Everyone knows what a chimpanzee is. Everyone knows of like they love chimps so much that they bring them into their houses and keep them as pets and try to humanize them. But then, oh no! Oh, what a surprise! Slimbo the chimp rips off a woman's face and mauls her two children. But you wouldn't get that with a bonobo, and here's why. All right, because bonobos, right? It's kind of this evolutionary thing. So you got a while ago, you got this one group of apes, the common ancestor for both of them, right? And they're on the I think it was the Congo River in the Democratic Republic of Congo, or at least where it is today. And so, right, over time, the river widens a whole lot. And so you create two groups of these distinct apes. Now, the apes on the north side, those are the apes that become the chimps. And what makes them so distinct? Well, because chimps are this specifically patriarchal society. They're very territorial, very quite violent, right? They don't get along well with other groups of other chimps, right? They bicker and they commit more infanticide and cannibalism all the time. It's sort of this. They're just like barbaric. But on the south side, right, the apes that evolved there, they became there's a lot less competition, a lot more food, just goodwill and happiness for all. So those apes become the bonobos. The thing about bonobos that distincts them from chimps is that bonobos are a lot more docile. And oh my god, oh, that's a toad turd. They I don't know how toads do it. It's like, I've seen toads, like, when they lay their eggs, it's like nothing. It's just like, they buy eggs, but when you see them poop, it's like, I don't know, it's like giving birth. I don't know how toads do it. They're giving birth to their craps every time they do it. So, anyways, about bonobos. The thing that makes them so distinct from chimps is that they're quite docile, comparatively. They commit a lot less infanticide. They generally have larger groups. They solve conflict through love, literally. And also they're a matriarchal society, unlike the chimps. The chimps, you have a dominant male, who just runs everything, right? Who decides, who runs the whole show. But the females in bonobos run the whole society. And the thing that bonobos do, right? This might be, they're kind of infamous for this now. They're known as like the sex ape, right? Because they use sexual contact as just like a handshake. Really, they experience intercourse a lot, but it's not just for like, generic, haha, sex monkey or whatever. They do it specifically, like there's a lot of reasons, right? So one is calming tension, right? You see in the chimp, right? The chimps will just go at each other and kill each other, like for conflict. Like if two chimps go over food, they'll like probably fight each other and see like who survives or who doesn't. It's like battle to the death on all this trivial stuff. But bonobos, right? As soon what often happens is that they'll rub genitals before they fight, which acts as a sort of like a soothing, like, or a bargaining thing, right? If they're fighting over food, they'll if we're running out of it's like a, hey, you know, I just, you know, had rubbed my genitals against yours. Can you give me some food, please? And then it's maybe yes or no. And then after, but then it can also be used as a reconciliation, right? Because the thing about intercourse is that, even in bonobos, right? Even in non-human animals, is that it releases a lot of like the happy hormones, endorphins, serotonin, dopamine, just a lot of positive stuff, and that leads to a lot of positive feelings. And in bonobos, it calms them down. You know, it stops all this conflict, and so they get along together more peacefully. There's a lot less fighting and tension. It's literally make love, not war, of the chimpanzee world. And like compared to chimpanzees, they're a lot gayer. Like they're super gay. Like they shag anyone, right? Especially like females, especially. They kind of use intercourse and like genital rubbing to kind of quote unquote climb up the social ladder, right? So young females will basically, right, they get it on with the older, more dominant females, so then they could eventually climb up the ranks in the group. It's such a no wonder why bonobos are so are more obscure than chimps, right? People, it's hilarious that people would rather be in the know about about the ape that commonly tears off people's faces, that because it gave him too much Xanax, than the hippie ape that makes that screws as a handshake. But I mean, in this day and age, especially back then when they first discovered, right? When they first discovered the distinction between bonobos and chimps, and bonobos used to be called pygmy chimpanzees, because I mean they're very related. They can crossbreed with each other. That's how related they are. But anyways, yeah, back then I was like, oh my gosh, these heinous primates. What are they doing? Oh no, don't. The bonobos got shunned, right? They got the short end of the stick. Chimp gained all the recognition, and I guess you could say that disparaged the chimp, because now everyone wants a cute chimp for the pet trade. And maybe that leaves bonobos at the mercy. I mean, or they probably, I don't know. People would probably still kidnap a bonobo and just make us a little cute little pet. I don't know how. I mean, it's still a wild animal, right? They're not completely non-violent. I mean, come on. I'm not trying to tout bonobos as like this ultra peaceful animal that's like the Gandhi of the animal world. It never kills anyone. It never would, right? No animals kill anyone. And there's a tree frog. Told you they love vehicles. Oh. I love how you can get so, like, if this was like a true frog, like a green frog, or a pickerel frog, or bullfrog, I cannot get close to those suckers. But they will hop immediately. Like, if they see any sort of movement, or you're getting close to them, they hop, but the terrestrial frogs, the tree frogs and toads, they'll just let you, like, until you touch them, right? Just don't touch them and then they won't move, but they'll let you get as close as they can. So, shoot, where's my train of thought with bonobos? What was it? Well, anyway, it's a shame that bonobos don't get as much recognition as chimps. I think bonobos should get at least more than, or at least equal part recognition as chimps. Because bonobos are also, like, the way they structure their society, I just think it's just more positive, you know? Like, think of, like, all the, people should stop, like, looking to chimps of how to, like, base their societies. It's like, oh, chimps are the most common ancestor. It's like, they represent this pure duality of primates, of human ancestors, right? You got the one ancestor, like the duality of man, peaceful, or warring and violent, and then the other side is peaceful and just has sex all the time. It's hilarious. But, just a shame. Yeah, people's biases getting in the way of research. It doesn't help that these animals are gay as hell. Like, I once heard a story about, like, this, I don't know, it's maybe tangential, it is, like, what a surprise, I'm talking about book bannings, but yeah, there's a book about seahorses. I think it's like some, right-wing, right-wing, like, Moms for Liberty, if you heard about them. Yeah, they're not the best, even among right-wingers, you know, trying to ban stuff, but they try to, it's like a very distraction, the kind of thing. It's like, oh, there's probably like a million things we can worry about, but no, we gotta worry about seahorses. Yeah, blame the seahorses. Seahorses, the true fact, like a kid's book, displaying the true fact that male seahorses are the ones to carry their young. We got to ban that book. We have the freedom to limit people's knowledge. We have the freedom to make things less free. That's what freedom is all about. We don't want, it is like, oh, they're going to promote gender fluidity. But it's like, what? It's a true fact, man. What, you gotta shield, like, Timmy and Tammy from, pregnant seahorses forever? You can't do that. They're going to find out one day, right? They're going to find out about you and the milkman, you know, or you and your husband's relations with that extra woman from church, right? You know what I'm talking about. I mean, it's kind of a bridge. I don't know all about that case. I don't know everything about that case, but I think it's just, like, funny, like, all the books being banned. I mean, some of them it's like in relation to gay animals. Like, you know, penguins are super gay, right? But they're kind of different for that. It's more like, it's less about screwing and more about familial relationships, like wholesome family fun, right? You got two penguins trying, like, two male or female penguins trying to raise a chick, and this is often seen in zoos. I mean, but usually it's explained by a penguin short, heterosexual penguin short it is, but I mean, in earlier, like 1911, it was described by researchers, and they were like, oh, they were freaked out by it, and that data went, like, and that data was, like, kept, like, buried underneath, you know, all, like, it was such a scandal for 100 years, and it was finally resurfaced, and now everyone knows that penguins are gay. But I mean, people already do that. You know Roy and Silo? There are two penguins from the New York Central Zoo, and they were like one of the most famous cases of, like, a gay penguin couple. So, right, they wanted to. The penguins tried to raise an egg, or at least they basically they sat on dummy eggs, or like rocks, trying to incubate them. And the zookeepers noticed that. It's like, oh, they're trying to incubate an egg. And it was like, well, let's give them a test. They gave them an orphaned egg. And it hatched. It became Tango. And I think Tango was actually paired up with a female penguin. Oh, God. Look at that. Ticks. I got, like, I don't know how many of these suckers I got this year. Unfortunately, my skin is too pasty and wax-like for them to actually grab on. So let me just get this little son of a gun. Try to, use my last remaining acrylic nails. Here, let's bring this sucker on the blacktop and crush it with a rock like our ancestors did. Oh, me grug, me find big rock, me crush annoying arachnid. Yeah, turns out these ticks are arachnids related to spiders, right? I think spiders, and I like spiders. I can't believe it's like this disgraced cousin or something, right? It's like you're an upstanding lawyer, but cousin Benny is like a drug addict who sells nicotine to kids. This is cousin Benny, and spiders are, the upstanding upstanding business worker. So there we go. More ticks. I love Wisconsin. Wisconsin, you just get ticks, hicks, and I don't know, and sometimes Confederate flags, but not often. Also, another fun fact: crustaceans are more related to insects than arachnids are. Like, can you it's crazy. And if you don't know, the crustaceans are like most of the arthropod, like they're the crabs, they're your lobsters, they're your shrimp, they're your roly-polies. Yeah, roly-polies are crustaceans. They're more related to crabs than they are, anything like myropods or butterflies or anything like that. Actually, I think there's a, I'm trying to there are pill bugs around here. Definitely know. I could just bring out an example of pill bugs. But anyway, yeah, crustaceans are more related to insects. So you get little fellas like the toad turd again, massive toad shite. But yeah, you see, I guess you probably don't. These little guys, some foragers call them wood shrimp because they supposedly taste like shrimp. I mean, I never tried one. I wouldn't try an uncooked arthropod. Another funny thing, and especially in America, right? People, we love our shrimp, we love our lobster, but we frown on others who eat any other sort of arthropod, like crickets, spiders. What? You heathen? Nay, we only from the sea do we boil them and eat them, yarg. But I mean, I wouldn't mind eating crickets or like any other. I don't mind eating bugs, right? They don't really have souls. The same way even like pigs do. I mean, I'm freaked out by pigs. I don't really like pigs, but I mean they kind of have souls. But they're like, problem is they're so delicious, right? Why they have to be? Why Mother Nature and Allah and God or whoever? Why they have to make them so delicious? If they didn't want me to not eat them. So, I don't know, maybe for ethical reasons I would go vegetarian at the least, or at the most, because, oh god, cheese. Like I said, Wisconsin, I can't give up cheese. I remember I was gluten-free or dairy-free for my early life, because, I don't know, I guess I had tummy issues, but then, several years passed, and right, I guess my tummy settled down. Then one day I just decided, Mommy and Daddy kept cheese cubes in the fridge, so I snuck in the cheese cubes, and I never went back. Yeah, it's like, I used to have this stuff, like this fake dairy stuff, like, I liked it, but, after eating cheese, like real cheese, for like the first time, since I was like a baby, I just, my mind was open. Like that old stuff was like, it was like, I don't know, styrofoam, man. My eye was like open to the realness of actual real cheese cubes. And that's why I can't go vegetarian. But anyways, if I had to eat meat, here's the bird. If I had to eat meat, I love, seafood. I love crab and fish, and I'd be willing to eat any, sort of soulless animal. I guess determine what a soul is or not of this. What hath a soul and what hath not a soul. But I'm talking about, more intelligent animals, right? You get a lot of vertebrates. The vertebrates are usually the smart, more intelligent ones. As you get the mammals, right? Mammals on top and birds. And then, below it, you got the reptiles, amphibians. And then you got the invertebrates. Well, most of the invertebrates, like all of them except for the octopus. I ate an octopus once at a sushi restaurant because I love sushi, and I was like, I want to try new things. And I was like, I know what they were telling me. I ate one, and I just regretted it. They're just too smart. I've seen too many videos of octopuses, solving like unscrewing lids, just being like that. The bird, I forgot. Probably I don't want to show it on camera. Yeah, trigger warning. Dead bird. Probably shouldn't show dead bird on camera. But yeah, I'm just too much sympathy for the octopus. I can't eat. I don't want to eat one again. Maybe a squid, but I didn't even like it. Like it was like trying to chew really soft bricks. I don't know how people could eat an octopus. Maybe my teeth just aren't sharp enough, but I couldn't. the most shameful gulp I ever did gulp down. But so I know a lot of people feel about that when they see cute cow videos, cute sheep videos, or any cute farm animals, and they're like, oh, I never want to eat this again. I never want to eat this again. But at least it's like, would I eat octopus if it was like the most delicious thing I ever tasted? Like, would I eat it? I mean, I don't know, maybe not. Because the thing is, I don't eat them very often. I usually, my meat usually consists of like cow and your bacon, your ham, my neighbor down the street. but octopus. It's like I said, Wisconsin. We got no octopus in the Great Lakes. So where am I gonna get an octopus feast? I could consist off of cow for as long as I live. I could get, and even cheese. I could eat cheese till I die. Cause I'm never going back to fake cheese. I'm never going back to styrofoam cheese. It's like, once you go cheese, you don't go back. Once you get real, yeah, the cheese will make you squeal. All right. Say bye-bye. No May Beetles tonight.